I'm Anton Troyanovsky, Moscow bureau chief for The Washington Post. Russia is hosting the World Cup of Soccer. It's the world's biggest sports tournament coming to the world's biggest country. With the opening match on June 14th, authorities expect hundreds of thousands of foreign visitors arriving as the month-long tournament unfolds. Russia stretches across 11 time zones, and for more than a century, long-distance trains have been a crucial means of transportation. The longest continuous trip is on the Trans-Siberian Railway from Vladivostok on the coast of the Pacific Ocean all the way to Moscow. It takes at least 6 days and covers almost 6,000 miles. As soccer fans from all over the globe descend on this country for the World Cup, I decided to spend a couple of days on the Trans-Siberian to get a sense of how the first encounters between foreigners and Russians would play out. I flew to the city of Chita in eastern Siberia, got on the train, and met up with Kensuke Utsumi. He's a soccer fan from Japan who hasn't missed seeing a World Cup in person since 2002. He spent much of his time documenting the journey on social media. He also tried to get some work done, but fast internet access was hard to come by on most of the journey. A few times a day, the train stopped for long enough that passengers were able to get out to stretch their legs on the platform. At the city of Ulan-Ude, Utsumi encountered a group of men passing around a bottle. They informed him the liquor inside it was homemade. One of the people in the third-class car near Utsumi spoke a bit of English and taught him a card game called Durak. It's a popular way to pass the time on trips that can last a week.
Then I give you king.
Thank you.
Nothing.
The train spends much of its time traversing the taiga, the huge forest that covers much of Siberia. We passed farmland, cottages, meadows, streams, and fields of wildflowers. We passed major Siberian cities, including Ulan-Ude, Irkutsk, and Novosibirsk. Entering the city of Krasnoyarsk, we crossed over the huge Yenisei River. I saw on the train that many Russians are really excited about showing foreigners their country. While big cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg are very much used to foreign visitors, the rest of the country sees relatively few tourists from abroad. There are some concerns as people arrive for the World Cup. Russia has had issues with racism and homophobia in the past. Organizers have promised there won't be any problems, but that will be a storyline we'll watch as the tournament goes on. President Putin very much seems to hope that this World Cup will symbolize the end of isolation for Russia on the international stage. Human Rights Watch has dubbed this the World Cup of shame because of Russia's support for the Assad regime in Syria. But for the fans, like many of those I met on the train, this is not about politics, but about watching soccer and visiting a new country.